Hi, welcome to Creating a New Lab. For this assignment, you are going to be creating a new lab. You see, out of all I do for teaching online, the most difficult aspect for me remains coming up with new topics, new and innovative lab ideas, and every lab that you have done in this course, or if you take the other lab course too, is all generated by myself or a colleague or two. We all come up with our own ideas in-house. And it gets really difficult because there's only so many things that I can come up with on my own. And that's where you come in. For your final assignment, you are going to come up with a new lab. Surely at some point you have come across something where you're like, I wonder why we didn't do a lab on that. Or you may have seen something that interests you. It may have been online. It may have been while you were driving around that you were curious about. And this is your opportunity to come up with something that could potentially enrich the course. Here's a couple of things though. First, I don't want you to go online and go to Google and be environmental science lab ideas. You see, the amazing thing is, I also have the internet available to me. And there are certain places like McGraw-Hill, for example. There are certain places like McGraw-Hill. And what they do is they have free sample labs for you. Now, if you want to get some ideas, okay, but don't go there and download it. I'm actually quite good at what I do, and there's a pretty good chance I'll figure out what you're doing. Also, in the event that you have done one of these new lab ideas in the past, know that I keep every single one of them. So you need to come up with a new one. If you are taking this course and the other lab course concurrently, you need to come up with 2 new lab ideas. Anyway, on page 255 of your book, you'll notice a couple of things that we will act as instructions, and I'll read over those for you very quickly, just so you can get a feel for what I'm just talking about. You need to have a short essay that introduces the topic of your lab. 250 words, really a glorified paragraph, just explaining it. I mean, in our case, you've done recycling, you watch things decay, in other circumstances for the course, you may have gone to websites and done interactive data. In no less than 250 words, explain what you want to do. Is it track how much, look at your electric bill and describe where all the fees go for your electric bill. You could easily argue that's an environmental topic. Oh, you can't do that now because I just gave you the idea and I don't want 50 labs that are, what's your electric bill. So that one's off as far as what are the fees on your electric bill and how they're used for energy and this and that. Another one, you have to include 10 sample questions with answers, provided that you actually are answering something. If you instead aren't able to answer them, then obviously that's okay. But you have to include 10 sample questions so I can kind of see where you're getting the idea for the lab. Next, it can't cost any money. And this is where things get really tricky. I try my best for every one of your labs, especially in the online situation, they have to be able to be conducted anywhere in the world for free. I have students who take this course who may be taking it during the summer and at their home in Asia or in Europe. They need to be able to conduct the lab wherever in the world they have an internet connection for free. So, those are the 2 stipulations. It can't cost money, and it needs to be able to be done. If you're in the online class like you are, it needs to be able to be done anywhere in the world. Now that being said, there are lots of places that meet requirements. If you want them to go to a site, like a creek, it can be any creek anywhere in the world, just provided it's a creek. You follow me? If you're confused of what to do, or you're worried that your lab idea isn't going to work or it's problematic, just send me a message and I'll get back to you. But give me some advance time. Don't spring it on me, day before deadline. Be like, hey, does this work? Give me several weeks ahead of time. So, yes, and then for your last point, once again, you can get inspiration from points. If you're struggling, you can even ask me, and I can help you with some ideas for labs. But don't get stuff off the internet. Again, sure, I might not get you. I might not find you doing it or whatever. But do keep in mind, I have access to the internet as well, and I too am pretty versed on how to search. So, yeah, be original. It doesn't have to be something that's going to win the Nobel Prize for science, okay? It just has to be something basic. Something, and some people find this to be the most challenging lab. Others think that it's just the easiest one. Come up with a new lab idea. And that's it. You'll submit it to me via the portal, the same as always. But that's pretty much it. Well, you also don't have to tear this page out, 255 and 256. Both classes have to do this lab. So if you're taking one and you're planning on taking the other one, you don't need to tear the page out. Just leave it in there. Just submit either the document or in the body of the message when you go to support. When you go to submit through the portal, you'll have the little text box. You can copy it over there. There you go. Scan it as a PDF or a JPEG or whatever. You can handwrite it. It doesn't have to be typed, just like all the others. Yeah, there you go. Well, I think that wraps us up. So if you have any other questions, feel free to message me. Otherwise, get on out there, man, and live that dream and fight that power, because nobody is going to live it or fight it for you. And I'll see you later. Bye.